Tristan battled pediatric cancer. He battled leukemia twice. He was diagnosed originally when he was 2. And then again, he was diagnosed 4 days before he should have started kindergarten. So he was 5 the second time. He was diagnosed for the 3rd time, and we lost Tristan. Some of my employees didn't even know how much he was suffering, and they saw him on a daily basis because he didn't want to be known. We were in Vegas, and we postponed a major surgery because he had to go to Vegas to help these other kids that needed help.
What is one thing that you can say to the audience right now that they can take away from your story?
To volunteer. To donate. No parent ever wakes up in the morning and goes, hey, my child's going to be diagnosed with cancer. Our national funding is 4%, less than 4% for children. Got $5 that I can rope you. And they're like, no, you can't. And he's like, yes, I can. And he would rope them and take a few of them down here and there.
Everyone, welcome to another episode of What is Your Story? My name is Louis, your host, and what we do on the episodes of What is Your Story, we interview some amazing entrepreneurs, business owners, nonprofits in the area. And today we are honored to welcome Monique, the owner of A Touch of Class cleaning service, a business she has built over more than 8 years on integrity, reliability, and strong relationships in the Temecula Valley, you guys. Beyond business, Monique also carries a powerful story of love, faith, and purpose through the legacy of her son, Tristan, whose courageous battle through cancer and passion for helping others inspired a nonprofit devoted to empowering youth and building community. Welcome, Monique, to the show. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you,
Good
Louis,
to see
for having
you.
me.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you very much.
So let's start from the beginning. What made you start A Touch of Class?
Well, it's all back to Tristan and my elder son, Cody. They were little.
Yeah.
I was teaching. Tristan became diagnosed for the 2nd time with leukemia. And I owned a daycare center called Bright Beginnings.
Okay.
And I had to sell it in order to be able to be there full time for Tristan and get him through treatment again. And so that's what I did. And I was working, and a couple of my parents are like, the daycare is always super clean. It's spotless. Why don't you start cleaning houses? And I was like, no, that's not for me. And here we are, like 8.5 years later, cleaning over 300 homes and businesses a month.
What incredible.
It's amazing.
When I started, successful, Monique.
It's been amazing. When I started by myself, Tristan would go with me to every single client. If they didn't allow me to bring him, I just didn't take on the client.
Nice.
And I started probably with about 35 clients.
And now 300 clients later.
Yeah, absolutely. And 6 employees later. So I took a leap of faith.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's dig deep into, your business. What makes you different than any other cleaning business? And how did you grow so fast? In 8 years, having over 300 clients, share that with the audience.
I think networking has played a huge role in the growth of my business. Loyalty to our customers. I get a lot of customers, new clients. That'll be, I hired someone, they came out, they did great for the first few visits, first couple of months. And then we just kind of slowly saw the original housekeeper wasn't coming, or they were sending inconsistent people constantly. Things were coming up missing in homes, or items weren't being cleaned that used to be cleaned. And just the integrity of the businesses. There were a lot of cancellations, a lot of no-shows.
Right.
And just like we count on having clients, they count on us showing up on time and being present. A lot of people have busy lives, have social calendars. And it's, when you come home and your housekeeper didn't come in to clean and you have a gathering the next day, you kind of go into frantic mode. So
yeah, definitely.
I think that's a lot of it. A lot of our clients I've had over 5-6 years, and I'm still old school. I know everybody's on all this AI and GPT chat.
Yeah.
I call all of my clients to do scheduling. I reach out to them every single month, a lot of communication with them if they're having a hard time, if somebody's had surgery, had a baby. We have a few clients that their husbands have just got sent overseas with everything going on in our world right now. And just that, that ear to listen when you walk in, or, a hug, and just being personable with them, I think, goes a long way, makes a huge difference.
And now you clean Airbnbs,
We do
homes,
Airbnbs,
commercials, properties.
absolutely.
Incredible.
We do it all.
I know you do.
We do it all, yes.
And
we specialize in organizing and decluttering.
Okay.
That's personally one of my favorite things to do. I love to help families that have just gotten busy and, got through the rat race and have kids and husbands and lives and work, and they need help organizing and
Yeah.
decluttering. That's my passion.
Can you share with us a funny story where you walked in some place and they're like, clean this mess, and it took you like days?
I have an amazing client. I won't mention her name, but if she sees this, she will know. I call her my high class hoarder. She works for the government, and she's very busy, and she loves to travel, but she also loves to shop.
Yeah.
She's a huge shopper. So every time we go, she's coming back from some amazing vacation, and she's bought a whole suitcase of clothes. So I have a thing with her, like I do with my kids, you got to get rid of like 10 things before I can organize the rest of it. And she's been wonderful. I've had her about 4 or 5 years now.
Yes.
And she just kind of gives us the reins to organize and declutter her home. And so I love clients like that just kind of trust us to do what needs to be done. And then they just trust the process.
What are some of the challenges that you went through in your business?
Learning to say no, being okay with not being able to help everybody, and knowing that we can't please everybody. I guess that's the biggest thing. Is we've had clients in the past with just expectations that we can't meet, and some that you can never make happy.
Yeah.
And then we have some houses, they want us to work miracles on a home that's 40, 50 years old, and that's just not possible sometimes. We do our absolute best, and we get in there and make it look great again. But we can't make your cabinets look new if they're not new. So, yeah. I've had to learn to be okay with that, because I'm a people pleaser by nature. So I have to remember it's okay that I can't please everybody.
What advice do you give somebody out there that is starting a cleaning business?
Networking is huge.
That's the number one.
I think networking and just building if you say you're going to do something with a client, follow through.
Okay.
Absolutely follow through. I'm really big on communication with my clients. I realize that the people that I've hired are amazing. I have amazing employees. A couple of them have been with me for years. One of them used to be one of my students, and I've known her whole life now, pretty much. And she just turned 24 yesterday. They like consistency. Clients like consistency. So they like to know who is coming into their home. Most of our clients are not even home when we're there. They leave us keys, access to their homes. So you have to be able to be trusted.
Definitely.
That's huge.
So talk to us about Tristan. Let's move over to Tristan.
Okay.
What is
this is Tristan.
The story of Tristan?
Tristan is a cowboy. He's an amazing young man. Tristan battled pediatric cancer. He had leukemia. He battled leukemia twice. He was diagnosed originally when he was 2. And then again, he was diagnosed 4 days before he should have started kindergarten. So he was 5 the second time. And then he relapsed for the 3rd time in November in 23. He was diagnosed for the 3rd time, and we lost Tristan in May of 24. He was 20 at that time.
20, okay.
So he battled 18 years of cancer and side effects. And the most amazing thing is that you would never know, speaking to him, everything that he went through, from being legally blind in his right eye. He had heart failure, kidney failure. He had a severe brain injury from falling off of a horse. He was sent home on hospice 2 different times.
Oh, wow.
And my ex-husband and I were planning a funeral for him. And he truly was a miracle child.
Yeah.
And God had a big purpose for him here on earth.
Yes.
He was honored to be part of something called Golden Circle of Champions, which is with NFR, and they bring equestrian lifestyles to families and give them that experience that a lot of children don't get to ever experience. And he was the first ever ambassador. So he was getting ready to start traveling and helping other children, but he also was honored with the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department and became an ambassador with them. He was chosen in 2019 as their cancer child. And then he told the department, I don't want to do this just one time. I want to come back and be able to give back and help other children and help other families. So after 2019, he met with the committee and they started a Saddle Up Club where Tristan started teaching roping lessons to Boy Scouts that would come in to the department. And he became the mentor for the Golden Circle program through the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. And we traveled to Vegas to help mentor other children.
What a story.
So he was...
so he touched a lot of lives.
Absolutely. And that's our mission, is to continue his legacy of giving back. Just 2 months before he or 3 months before he passed away, we were in Vegas and we postponed a major surgery because he had to go to Vegas to help these other kids that needed help. But he was the most amazing. The smile right here that you see, he had this smile all the time. You never knew that how much he was suffering. Some of my employees didn't even know how much he was suffering, and they saw him on a daily basis because he didn't want to be known as that cancer child. He didn't want people to feel sorry for him. He truly wanted to be like everybody else.
He's always smiling.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that picture.
This picture, he actually also volunteered at the Moose Lodge.
Okay.
So this picture was in Lake Elsinore at the Moose Lodge. I ran our kids club, our kids Musketeers, for, a couple years. And Tristan would always go with me to volunteer. And he just has this contagious personality. He would always dress like a cowboy. This was his daily attire.
Yeah. He
would carry a lasso in his hand, and he would get some of the guys out in the parking lot and start roping them. And, they would kind of chit-chat back and forth. He was an old soul.
Right.
He was a young kid, but he was an old soul, and he would convince them to go out in the parking lot, and I got $5 that I can rope you. And they're like, no, you can't. And he's like, yes, I can. And he would rope them and take a few of them down here and there.
I love to hear that story.
Yeah, he was amazing.
How do you keep his spirit alive now?
Sharing his story, volunteering, helping other families.
Yeah.
I know I'm connected with a lot of, I'm our ambassador mom with the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department with our Golden Circle. So we have a immediate of 6 families since Tristan that have battled pediatric cancer. And so we host events at our house with all the families, and continue his legacy by having the kids over and riding his horses and hanging out on the farm. So I stay connected with the families and go to their birthday parties and visit with them. And
when did you start the foundation, by the way?
Tristan's foundation was started in March of 25, so just over a year ago.
A year ago. Mm-hmm. And why did you start it?
To help other families.
Yeah.
And keep his legacy alive is our biggest thing. And since then, we've raised almost $20,000.
Wonderful.
In a year, and been able to help 3 families so far.
So when you help the families, what do you do?
So our first family that we helped, he was battling cancer 3 different times. And he wanted to participate in our rodeo. He's never been to a rodeo before. So him and his family came out to our rodeo. And we gave them a golden VIP treatment, provided gifts for them. They needed some help financially. Cancer doesn't just affect the child. It really affects siblings and the entire family.
Yeah.
A lot of parents stop working to be able to care for this child. So we were able to provide the family with some financial assistance, and as well as get gifts for the entire family, some special items that the kids had requested, him and his siblings.
Yeah.
Our second family he's battling. He's actually still battling at this moment, and we granted him a wish. He wanted to go to SeaWorld. Oh. And so we provided a full extravagant trip to SeaWorld for him and his family, and covered their hotel expenses, and SeaWorld, and
that's wonderful.
A dolphin encounter, and then gave them money as well to be able to have his spending money and souvenir money, and got to take him out for his birthday he wanted to go to Olive Garden. So we took him out he wanted pancakes at like 2 p.m, and we couldn't find anywhere near SeaWorld to get pancakes. So he settled for Olive Garden. So we took him to Olive Garden, and again, provided gifts for the kids. They don't have
pancakes at Olive Garden.
They did not have pancakes at Olive Garden, but he loved the pasta. So
there you go.
And our third family that we're currently helping right now, we were in the process of granting her a wish. And
You're doing some amazing things,
She
Monique.
took a turn for the worse 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And so now we are doing financial help to help the family in her final moments to be able to help mom and dad get some bills paid.
What are some of the things you need?
We need sponsors.
Okay.
Our board consists of 6 of us, myself, my ex-husband, my fiance, 2 of my employees, and a friend, Danielle, that's an ex-military. And so between all of us and one of Tristan's teachers, Tristan's home hospital teachers on our board.
Right.
So between all of us, we're all volunteers. We all work full-time jobs. We all have families and lives. And 100% of what I've made a vow that nobody would ever get paid to be a volunteer. Nobody would ever get paid to be on the board. I want people to participate because they want to, because they find it an important cause, and for our love for Tristan. Yeah. So we need sponsors. We have an upcoming rodeo.
Okay.
On May 2nd, and we have lots of opportunities for sponsorships. And we're looking for businesses and families and just people in general that want to volunteer. We need volunteers.
Tell us about the rodeo a little bit.
So it's our 2nd annual Memorial Rodeo. It'll be at California Ranch Company.
Okay.
On May 2nd. We will be having barrel racing, and we will be having roping. And we'll have a kid zone. We'll have vendors. We'll have food. We'll have a VIP area. And we're working on a couple other things that are not quite in place yet. A couple surprises coming up.
Some surprises. Did you hear that?
Yes, surprises. Some good surprises, hopefully. And it'll just be a great time to gather. Yeah. And we need businesses to donate raffle items or silent auction items. This is our 2nd year, and we're just getting started, and we're looking to grow bigger and better and be able to help more families.
So, Monique, how do you go through both the joys and the heartbreak?
I don't know sometimes.
Talking about
I don't know.
Tristan.
I don't know sometimes. He was, like I mentioned, he was an amazing human being.
Yeah.
And he definitely wore his heart on his sleeve, but he never wanted anybody to see how much he was suffering.
Yeah.
So I pull my strength from that. Tristan had a Cowboy up saying, with a few bad words. And that was his saying, that was his motto, and he lived by it. I say that I look in the mirror every day, and that's what I say when I get up. And
really?
We kind of get through our day, and sometimes the evenings are a little bit harder.
You want to share that with us?
His saying?
Yeah.
It was Cowboy the up.
Beep.
Yes, beep. That was his saying, and he truly lived by that. He could have the worst day, and you would never know it because he got up and he did whatever he had to do.
Right.
And made the best out of every day. So that's what we do. I pull my strength from him, from God.
That's what keeps you going every day.
Absolutely.
To get up in the morning, to run your business is Tristan.
Absolutely.
That's right. Can you tell us a little bit about your routine in the morning? What's your morning look like?
My morning routine.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be out of the field cleaning houses.
Yes.
By my birthday. I've battled some serious health issues over the last year and a half.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So my goal is to be out of the field for the most part and just being able to run the business.
Yes.
But as it is now, I'm up between 3:30 and 5 o'clock every morning. Oh. I get in my office. I do some work for a few hours. And now I'm pounding away at the foundation as well. And then I leave the house about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I go to work. I meet my girls, and we go do clean houses all day long. We do about 8 to 12 houses a day.
Oh my God.
Between all of us. We go clean houses, and then I go home and do what I got to do at home, take care of Tristan's. We have a ranch, so we have horses and pigs and chickens, and my fiance and I take care of that. Well, mostly he does now because he's been delegated the ranch hand. So, but we take care of the animals, and we're on to almost 2 acres, and we take care of the property, and then we go to bed and do it all over again.
What would you say to someone listening right now who's walking through grief, hardship, or uncertainty?
Pray about it. Surround yourself with people that I've slowly learned over the last 2 years since Tristan has been super sick and passed, that you might have just a handful of people that you can really count on, and cling to those people. because those are the ones that got your back and will be there for you and support you and love you.
Yeah.
It's not about having a whole army of people. It's about having a handful that are genuine and are there for you. Volunteer. For me, volunteering is therapeutic for me. Being able to share Tristan's story and help other families. Just out of coincidence, I had a family reach out to us yesterday before Tristan had passed away. Our Elsinore Moose Lodge, I was in charge. I'd never even met the family before. A little girl, Bailey, she's a twin. She's about 4 or 5 years old now.
Yeah.
But she went through a heart transplant, and the family in Menifee was holding a garage sale. And I was like, hey, we got to go to this garage sale. We got to meet this family. I need to know who they are. And I met with the family and decided to do a fundraiser for them.
Okay.
And the grandmother reached out to me yesterday out of coincidence. And she's having a difficult time just dealing with the process of her grandbaby being ill, which is everybody grieves differently.
Yeah.
Everybody grieves differently. But for me, I find talking about Tristan brings me happiness. I have a bear. A memory bear that was made out of his shirt. So people will see on Facebook or social media, I carry him everywhere we go. It's always a conversation piece.
Yeah.
We hand out little ducks, and I wish I brought them in with us, but we hand out little ducks with business cards, and we duck people. And the business cards have our website and share a little bit about pediatric cancer.
Right.
And we hand them out when we go to wineries. We hand them out when we go to dinner. I take Tristan, and sometimes we put him in a high chair, and he doesn't like that very much. But sometimes he's in a high chair. Sometimes he just sits in a regular chair. But it's my way of grieving is having this bear.
Right.
We collect angel pennies, and I put him in his little shirt pocket. And then at the end of the week, my clients know that they give us pennies. My employees find pennies. Friends find pennies. And we have this penny jar, and he's him thinking about us and letting us know he's thinking about us from heaven.
Yeah, definitely. So what's next for you, both in business and in the mission behind the foundation?
Business, I would say, my goal is a month away to be out of the field. It's
before your birthday, right?
Before my birthday, to try to be out of the field. I battled a heart attack and a stroke about 1.5 years ago, and it's just getting harder to be out in the field. So it's to hire another employee that's amazing is my goal, to be able to take over some of the things I'm doing.
Okay.
I have a new assistant who is amazing. Her name's Jade, and I've known her since she was like 3 or 4 years old. She was one of my students, and it's quite funny now. She works for me too.
Yeah.
She's been with me a couple years now. And foundation-wise, I would love to grow. Our goal is to help 10 families and partner with Loma Linda Child Life and be able to grant 10 wishes through the holidays.
Yes. I know you can do it, Monique.
So that's our goal this year.
I definitely think that you can do it, Monique.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I really enjoyed listening to your story.
What
is one thing that you can say to the audience right now that they can take away from your story?
To volunteer. To donate, because no parent ever wakes up in the morning and goes, hey, my child's going to be diagnosed with cancer. Our national funding is 4%, less than 4% for children for pediatric cancer, which is extremely sad.
Yes.
One of the children that we helped recently is doing the same treatment that my son did 18 years ago, which is not okay. It's absolutely not okay that our children are not a priority. And I believe a lot of it is we're always told as women that, to have your breast examined, and men are always told to have their colons checked. But the last thing a parent wants to hear is, hey, your child's sick, and we'll have this epidemic of parents freaking out because my child has a cough and might have cancer.
Right.
But early detection is huge, and a lot of children go undetected early because that's the last thing in their mind is that their child might have cancer.
Right.
So staying proactive. If you feel your children are sick.
So lastly, why don't you look at the camera and tell everybody where they can donate and check out your foundation?
Okay. Well, we have a website. It's called Tristen Crouser Roping.com. There you can find everything that's going on with our foundation. We also have a Facebook, Tristen Crouser Roping Foundation. You can call me at 951-255-2005. If you have questions, concerns, comments, we'd love to help you. Love to have participants and sponsors. Please come out and help us.
Thank you. Thank you, Monique, again
Thank you
for
very
coming
much,
on my
Louis.
show. I really appreciate it and listening to your story.
Thank you.
I know there's a lot of people were inspired by it today for sure.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thank you guys for listening again to What is Your Story. We'll see you on the next one.